Welcome back to your hour. Joining me now is Jamie Whitfield with Recovery Matters, and go to her YouTube page, YouTube,
Channel.
YouTube channel, Recovery Matters, and you can see a lot of her interviews that she's done over the couple of
A
year
year.
and a half that
Yeah.
you've been here. So, what did you want to talk about today?
Well, today I just thought it'd be appropriate to talk about some spiritual principles. And basically, what spiritual principles are, it's just like a pathway of principles. And, sometimes people, they don't like the word spiritual, so they don't have to put that word in front of them. They're just principles that they basically, if you're looking to help enhance your spiritual growth and your personal betterment, these things help you navigate a better recovery program.
Okay.
And so I know, for me, the first one I like to talk about is acceptance. And you have to practice accepting things for what they are. Like if you have a flat tire, okay. If the weather's bad, okay. Just accepting life on life's terms
Yeah.
is one of and actually acceptance is the most useful tool and spiritual principle in recovery is just
Really?
accepting things,
Yeah.
for what they are. And then hope is another spiritual principle, and a hope for change.
Yeah.
I've always been a big person that change is going to come. And nothing changes if nothing changes. So if you don't try to seek out change and have hope that even if things don't go your way one day, just have hope that it will be better. It'll be okay either way it goes. And that's helpful.
Because sometimes faith goes with hope.
Yes.
Because you have to have faith that things will get better.
Right.
You have to have faith that the things that you want to happen will happen.
Yes.
And
yes.
even though you have to make some effort on your own part, if you don't have faith or hope, there's no point.
There's no point. And that's a good point, because my next spiritual principle is faith.
Okay.
And having faith in a higher power. I choose God to be my higher power, and people don't have to believe in God to have a higher power. It could be nature, it could be anything. And so basically practicing hope is putting that hope in your higher power, and then it creates that faith. And so, I feel like that is something that is needed to have faith and hope, just period, to continue on.
Life would be pretty dismal if you
Yes.
didn't have that.
Yes, and so them two, like you said before, they definitely go hand in hand together. And without one, you can't really have the other. And so, and I know in my active addiction, I didn't have any hope and I didn't have any faith in anything. Maybe I had hope and faith in my drug,
Yeah.
but that was pointless. And so once I got clean and just had my hope and faith restored, life has been a lot better for myself. And so. And
Well, you look at things differently.
oh yeah, that lens is a lot cleaner than it has been in years. And what's so beautiful about recovery is that it has given me a different lens of life. I feel like I've been gifted a second chance at living, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
And being able to have a different perspective of things, and a clarity that has never been upon me ever in my life. Even before the drugs, I have a different clarity and perspective about my life, everything I'm doing, just my thought process, just even having a different love for different, other people, and empathy and compassion. I just feel like I've been gifted that throughout my journey. And I owe that to just, practicing these principles and just having a second chance at living and having a different appreciation for it. Does that make sense?
Right. Well, because a lot of things we have a tendency to take for granted.
Yes.
But until you've been through the kind of hell that you were through, you don't really understand just how much you're taking for granted.
And what's so crazy, it was self-inflicted hell.
Well, yeah.
And so, and you're right. It's just, I do look at things a lot differently than I used to. And so that takes us to having courage to keep going. And that's a good one for me as well, because so many times you don't, in your active addiction, you want to give up. So,
Yeah.
and it's just, it seems like the only option sometimes is just to give up, because you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And if you just have that courage to keep going and just, setting boundaries and standing up for what you believe in, and don't let other people take that away. I think that's important. And another one is honesty, especially in relationships. That's very important.
Well,
and it
and
does.
I think you need to be honest with yourself as well.
Yes,
And,
yes.
and you're brutally honest
Yes,
with
I
yourself.
am. To the point sometimes I beat myself up,
Yes,
literally.
you do.
At least it's legal to beat your own self up. And so having that honesty, that's just a pretty straightforward spiritual principle, is just having honesty, period. In a relationship, in your life, to yourself. Also, patience for others. You have to practice patience and just be patient with people. Like, everybody's not going to be on the same level as you, or in the same place as you in your life or mentally, you know what I mean? So you just have to practice that patience with others.
When you're having a conversation with another person and you expect it to go one way and it goes another way, it's because they didn't get the script.
Right. And humility in place of stubbornness. That was a good one. And so practicing and having an attitude of and practicing humility is one of my major spiritual principles that I keep that rolling every day. And my sponsor told me, to never place yourself above anyone and never place yourself below. And that is having an attitude and practicing humility to me. And another one is willingness to change. That is, if you don't have willingness, then I don't really know how far you'll get, just even in or out of recovery. I don't know
Yeah.
how far you'll get in life without willingness.
Yeah, you have to have a little bit of an open mind.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And then also having brotherly love for even a stranger. It just, having brotherly love is a spiritual principle that I think would go a long ways if everyone practiced it in the world. I most definitely.
Yeah. It might rid the world of these mass shootings
Yes,
that we're
yes,
hearing so much about.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Well, Jamie, always a pleasure having you here. Thanks for joining us. And we'll be right back with more Your Hour.